All right, Johnny, how are you today?
Yeah, good, Stu. How are you?
Not too bad. Everything well?
Yes, I've been back from a holiday, a bit of travel. First time out of
Yeah.
Spain since
We,
arriving in 2020.
we missed you last week. That's right. You were off
Yeah.
traveling the world. Dubai, was it?
Yes, I was in Dubai. Yes,
And how was it?
it was really good. Yeah, I had a really good time. A lot of fun. Saw my friends. And yeah, I'll be making a video about it on my channel as well. So if anyone wants to
Good,
check that
good.
out, you can come
Yeah.
across and see.
Give the channel a plug.
Of
And
course.
you went to the Expo.
I did, yes. So we can maybe start with that as our first discussion point. So for those who are maybe
Yeah.
not familiar, Expo is, I think it's every 5 years or so. It's the first time, yeah.
Uh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Just before we get onto the expo, I wanted to ask you about the. You said the international travel, of course, haven't been able
Oh
to
yeah,
do
yeah.
it for a while. What
Oh
was
yeah,
that
yeah.
experience like getting back on a plane, Johnny?
Oh yeah. So it was a bit strange. I mean, I traveled in 2020, but only within Spain and on a plane in Spain as well. So
Yeah.
a lot of organization went into it. I had a couple of PCR tests to organize and then paperwork to get back into Spain, but it's all good. So yeah.
Okay. So you had to get stuff done to go there to Dubai,
hmm
and
Yeah.
then PCR tests and things like that. Did you have to be show any vaccination or anything like that, or they weren't requiring that
So you have the option, I think, coming back into
option?
Spain now.
Okay.
If you are vaccinated, then you can show your certificate. If not, then a PCR test. And
Okay.
it all
Okay.
depends, yeah.
And then when you came back into Barajas, any controls there or just straight through?
Yeah, you have the passenger locator health form to get back into the country as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's even if you're a resident?
Yeah, so whoever comes into Spain from on an international flight, yeah, they need to submit that. So I think you need
Okay.
to even fill it out before you board the plane, and
Yep.
you need to come into Spain with the QR code.
Okay. All right. Good. Good. Then it
Yeah.
just the scan it gets scanned when you go through.
Yeah, they just scan the QR code. Actually, I say before you get on the plane, they do have paper ones at Barajas or the other airports in Spain if you do
Okay.
forget when you get there. But yeah,
All right. Great. 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 All
yeah.
right. Good. Sorry to interrupt there. So you were saying
No, good.
the expo every 5 years. To be honest, I have no idea. I remember that here in Spain there's been a few of them. I think there was one in Seville back in the early 90s. There was one in Zaragoza, I think, also a little bit later on. I'm not sure of the time period between them, to be honest.
Yeah, but I don't think it's a very regular event. But in any case, it's the first time it's been held in the Middle East, definitely. In any case, yeah. So what it kind of is countries kind of show the best of themselves. Everyone has like a pavilion, a stand, and they like it's self promotion, self marketing kind of for different countries. Yeah, most
Yeah.
countries had them. Like when I looked on the list of countries, pretty much every country you can think of was there. Yeah.
And what do they do? So, for example, what was the Spain area? What was it? Promoting tourism or business or?
Yeah, so the expo was divided into different sections, and one of them being sustainability. So Spain was in the sustainability section. So
Okay.
you went into the pavilion, you kind of have a bit about Spain's history, its culture. What I found funny was there was a Casa de Papel like uniform there as well, so that was quite funny to see. There was a chess game, a bit about the history of the country. Then you go down a spiral. There's a little movie, and it's kind of talking about energy, and then you go through to the next section, and it's all about what Spain is doing in terms of renewable energy and how it's
Okay.
planning to be a leader in that sector. Yeah,
And they're just trying to sell the what the policies are at the moment regarding that.
yeah. Essentially, it's what they kind of demonstrating. So they had a little. It was like asks you a question, do you do this? And then it has like a little raindrop, positive one if you are doing something good, and a negative one if it's not so good for the environment. And then you've got a little
Okay.
sector where it talks about different technologies, different startups that are leveraging renewable energy in Spain.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it goes on for about 6 months. I was reading earlier today.
Yeah, it comes to an end at the end of March, I think, just before
Okay.
Ramadan. So not much longer left. But yeah, it's impossible to see every country in a day. You need several trips
Oh, okay.
to be able to do them all. Yeah.
Did you visit, which were the countries that you took a look at?
So I've got my little passport here actually, so we can maybe have a skip through. So yeah, there we've got. So the Saudi Arabia Pavilion was a good one that I visited. We have Malta, we have the UK, we have, what else do we have? We have Mexico, Ivory Coast, we have Finland, we have, what else? There was a mobility pavilion, which is kind of talking about the UAE's ambition to go into space.
Oh,
And then Belgium, France, Spain, Philippines, and Jamaica and Algeria.
okay. So they give you a little passport, do you, that you get stamps when you go through?
Well, you have to buy it, but when I saw
Okay.
people with one, I was like, I have to get one of these and get the stamps. Yeah.
And what you have, they charge you to get in, obviously, do they?
Yeah, so it's 50, it's 50 dirham, the local currency, which is probably about 15 euros. But if you fly into Dubai with an Emirates ticket, then you can change that for a free entry. So
really?
Yeah, so I was one of those lucky people.
Yeah. Well, the easiest way to get there is with Emirates, I suppose, isn't it? So
Yeah, I mean, it's like there is a direct flight going from Madrid. I believe there's a direct flight from Barcelona with Emirates as well.
Is that what you took?
Yeah, that's what I took. Yeah, the direct from Madrid.
The direct from Madrid. Okay, great. All right, good. Yeah. I haven't been there for a while, obviously, because of the the pandemic's one reason. But I think the last time I went to Australia, we went via, I can't remember exactly where we went. We went Malaysia. So what's on the agenda today, Jonny? There's a couple of things you want to speak about.
Yes, we got a couple of things. So we got an update with regards to digitalization of companies, and so we obviously talk about some of the EU funds are being destined towards helping small, medium-sized companies and entrepreneurs digitalize, and about 3 billion euros of those of the EU funds is going towards that.
Yep.
And there was kind of it was called a kit digital or digital kit meeting.
Yeah, I read something about that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it was the El Economista paper, who this article is from actually, and Vodafone that hosted it together. It was kind of a panel talk and talks about how the digitalization is going. And so a lot of companies that participated or that have been surveyed have reported significant kind of benefits from digitalization and have thanked their ability to survive these tough times, the pandemic, as a result of being able to digitalize.
Because that was the question that I had, and I think I asked you this a few weeks ago. What is a company doing to go digital? Does it mean that they do all of their invoicing from a digital perspective, or what does it mean exactly?
Yeah, well, a couple of things mentioned are kind of enterprise resource systems, ERPs, like accounting software, that kind of stuff.
Okay. Putting stuff in the cloud rather than.
Mm-hmm. And cybersecurity as well. It notes here as well that the average cybersecurity attack to a company will cost them 35,000 euros. Mm-hmm. So being able to upgrade their cybersecurity has been a priority for a lot of these companies as well.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Well, that's it. I suppose. Yeah, the government is throwing a lot of money at this to bring those companies into the century that we're living in currently from a digital point of view. And I suppose there were a lot of companies that were a little bit behind, let's say, when it came to digitalization and the way their companies worked. And if they are, taking advantage of the government's generosity, let's say, or Europe's generosity with this money, then good on them.
Yeah.
That's right, because nowadays, as you said, digital security a big problem, and you don't want to get a ransomware software in your system and have to pay, whatever the ransom is to get rid of it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, catastrophic for any company, but particularly like a small to medium-sized company, it could really, really have a significant impact on them.
Exactly. That's right. And if you are an SMI and you do get one of these attacks and it cripples your system, then you're in trouble. That's exactly right. But anyway, It's a whole part of the world we live in nowadays. That's right.
Yeah.
And cybersecurity, very, very important. Good. What's next, Jonny?
Next, we've got PM Sánchez is launching his own documentary TV series.
Yeah, well, I saw Ronaldo did one. Ronaldo's wife did one, and I think Messi's done one as well. The late Shane Warne, the cricketer, did one, and now Pedro Sanchez. So everybody's getting in on the self docos.
Yeah, so I don't know if this is going to be on Netflix, as it's not. It doesn't mention Netflix anywhere in the article. It mentions kind of a producer who won a Goya in 2015, who's kind of going to be the one behind it, and then the two production companies are. Let me find them. The Sequoia Studios and the Pools are the two producers that are behind this series.
Yeah.
And the idea behind it is to give more of an insight and more transparency as to what goes on in the Moncloa Palace.
So what, they're going to show his telephone conversations when he's talking to Joe Biden and Boris Johnson and Macron and all of these things, or are we going to get a watered-down version of what happens in the Moncloa Palace?
It's a very good question, because Pedro Sanchez from Moncloa actually posts quite a lot of his daily life. He's posted pictures of him going for a run. There's a picture of him with his dog. Yeah, on Twitter. Yeah, from the Moncloa Twitter. Yeah. So, and we see a couple of pictures of him in meetings as well. So, yeah. Whether we get access into very top classified meetings, I don't know. But
don't know. I don't think we will. I think this is obviously some type of publicity stunt to increase his popularity going into the election year next year, probably, Jonny. And I imagine that's the reason for it, because this is a first, right? I don't think that any Spanish leader has. Well, maybe I'm wrong, but some type of documentary in the past. Maybe there's been some propaganda, but something like this I'm not aware of, or any other leader for that matter. I can't think of on Netflix. It doesn't pop up on my listings anyway.
Yeah, me neither. And what you said is, when I read some of the more negative comments towards it, that was indeed what they were saying. Some people do think it's...
Obviously, it's self-publicity. I mean, you wouldn't do it otherwise, right? I mean, theoretically, this the most important person in the country, the person that gets the most publicity anyway. Why do you want to go to this next level? Are you going to show family life? Are you going to show, Moncloa when the doors close to the rest? That's what I'm asking. Are you going to show dinner? The royal family did one, actually. That's the Spanish royal family did one a few years ago, and they showed them sitting down at the table, having dinner, discussing the day to day, and it was during that time when the royal family was being questioned because of the former king's business dealings and all of these things. So, I mean, there are ways to change public perception, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Maybe Boris Johnson will invite the cameras in, or to a drinking session at number 10 to see what goes on behind the scenes there in the garden. That's it. The garden parties. That's it. Who knows? But we'll see, Jonny. We'll see. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Anything else?
That was all for today, Stu.
All right, we'll wrap it up, because we didn't really plan this one much, because you sent me a message today, and I had already planned something else for 7:30. But
I apologize.
It's good to have you back. It's good
to be back. So, always good to be back.
So we'll wrap it up, and we'll talk next week if we can. Okay?
Yes, perfect. See you then, Stu. Bye bye.
All right, good one, Jonny. Have a good day. See you later.